Sure.
lactose-free milk? Is
Right.
it milk?
It's like a thick milk, it's like a watered down
I mean,
yogurt
it
kind of.
has how many millions of whatever in it for probiotics for your blood?
Usually a cup of yogurt is gonna have about 1 billion, of probiotics in there, count of probiotics. That's good to eat, you wanna eat fermented foods because it will give you more, good bacteria. But if you've got a gut issue going on, that is not gonna do it. We're looking at 50 billion, that's 50 cups of yogurt a day,
Oh,
or
so
pill,
the
or one
probiotic
pill.
supplements are more powerful.
Oh, by far, yeah. So, when you've got a problem, you need to supplement, because you need to overpower what you don't have, and get that build back up again. And stress will cut down your probiotics, they will knock it right down. So, chronic stress built to handle acute but not chronic conditions. Chronic puts us constant stress on everything. It malfunctions and wears out the body faster than anything. It puts you in a breakdown mode, and it raises your insulin. You see how stress is just bad news. External environment stress, we talked about that. Things maybe in your job or your home life. Internal environment stressors such as a disease condition, wore out joints, medications, anything internally that's gonna upset the system. Imaginary stress where you're time travel and you're flip-flopping back and forth. This puts a lot of stress on your body, because your body's like, I don't know where I'm supposed to be. Am I supposed to be in the past? Am I supposed to be in the future? No, you're supposed to be in the present. This is where we live. We don't live over there, and we don't live over there. It's like you're always going to your neighbor's house. No, you live here. This is where you live. Creating a new normal. This is what we want to do. We want to create a new normal.
You mean in our thought life or in our
Everything.
thought process?
Yeah, see, what you're thinking and what you're doing right now has created normal for you. Your normal is your body weight right now, and you don't like it. It's too heavy. So you have to create a new normal. And I'm giving you all these things that you can do to create a new normal, raising your metabolism, thinking positive, doing a lot of these things. Feeling, just remember, emotions are your biggest power punch. You do everything you do is by emotion. You start thinking about it. Everything you go to buy, you think about it. You either buy it because of habit, or you're buying it on emotion. Every time.
So positive, getting on the positive side is gonna help motivate us
Mhm.
and kickstart us to be more healthy
That's right.
in our habits.
When you're negative, you've seen those pictures on TV about, they're trying to sell their drugs and they're talking about depression. You see them walking like this. That's what your body feels like. It's slowing down. And when you're happy, you run up the stairs. You're doing stuff. Your metabolism is moving because your brain is moving, and you got passion in your life again. So this is where we're trying to get you to get your passion, trying to get your emotions going. Really get into it. What's your goal? What do you want to do? Do you want to lose weight, or you just want to stay? Do you want to be sick? Do you want to have diabetes? Do you want to have heart disease? Do you want to have cancer? It's not fun. It's not fun to have to go through all that. Life should be fun. If you're not having fun in life, you need to get it. You need to get it, because it's too short. And we've all had people that we've known that have passed away way too early. And it's just, it's here today and gone tomorrow. So enjoy your life. Don't stress over being heavy. Just go with it and try to work with it the best you can, and start to reprogram it. And it's the law of gestation. It will happen. It can't not happen. It just cannot not happen. Dr. David, would you like to pass out our flyer, the other flyer that I had? I think it's up here. So beyond this class, we created some specialized programs that we can offer you, where we can actually tailor your program for you, because everybody's just a little different. And once we sit down with you and we can look over all the things that you've checked on that little paper, that'll give us a clue as to what area that you need more work in. Is it detox, is it medication, is it, is it just brain programming, is it, what? It can be multiple things. And that's why a weight loss program, for one, does not work for all. She lost weight, how come I can't lose weight? Because you're different. You're made up differently. And so in order to be able to analyze you for what's going on, let's see, let me get one of these here. So what I did is we tried to hit all the things that or information that we would need, number one, and activities that you could do to implement to make your weight loss work better, faster, more efficient, and permanently. So these are some things that we looked at. A cleanse. You gotta, how many, I ask people, have you ever done a cleanse before? No. Well, have you ever changed the oil in your car? Yeah. Well, then how come you haven't, our bodies are more important than our cars, and yet we treat them, like they're gods sometimes. You need to assist that cleansing process. We have too many things that we come in contact with every day that just kind of stick. That needs to go. We want to give you, and this is like a month-long program, we want to give you 4 weeks of a healthy weight vitamin herbal supplement, because most people are malnourished that are heavy. This is one of their problems. Some probiotics, some shakes, you can mix it up a little bit, some bars, so you're not feeling devoid of, all I'm eating is salads. I don't want you to do that. As a matter of fact, Dr. David is going to be implementing some classes on how to eat and how to cook. And I'll let him tell you in a few minutes here, a sec. We want to run some blood on you. What's going on? I want to know what your insulin levels are. I want to know what your thyroid's doing. I don't want to know what your TSH necessarily. I want to know what the whole panel's doing. If you have an autoimmune disease, we got a whole different ball game we're looking at. But doctors don't run that. They won't know. You'll look, maybe TSH will be normal, but your antibodies through the roof, you're in trouble. You're like this close to being hypothyroid in a big time. Your thyroid's breaking down. Your immune system is attacking. And this is very common. Like 80% of people with thyroid. Do you realize that if you have a primary thyroid, it is only for 2 reasons? Only 2 reasons. You either have an iodine deficiency, so now we got a vitamin that you're deficient in, or an autoimmune disease. And I ask people, what do you got? And they go, I don't know, I'm just taking medication. Well, you're taking the medication, that's okay, but how can you support that and make it better? Because you're not going to get better if it's an autoimmune. It just keeps going down. So these are some things we look at. Hormones. Hormones are huge. Testosterone for men. Do you realize that if you have low testosterone, you're going to have high estrogen? Yeah. And if you're overweight, more than likely you have high estrogen. Do you want to run around with high estrogen, man? No. So hormones are very, very important. And you know what changes estrogen to testosterone in women? So they become testosterone dominant? Insulin. And you know what changes testosterone to estrogen in men? Insulin. Very interesting.
Now, when you're saying insulin, are you talking about sugar in our foods?
I'm saying if you've got a diet high in sugar and carbs, and you're eating a lot and producing a lot of insulin, then more than likely you're going to have a hormone shift. And the body changes with the hormone shift. And also your feelings on how you feel also hormone shift. So there's 11 different hormones that I look at, all within the adrenals, what the adrenals are doing. We have things like the detox foot bath that we put in the program, and unlimited use of the sauna for a month, so you can come in here and sweat your little tush off. But you know what? It's the greatest way to lose weight, because you can just sit there and read a magazine. I just lost 500 calories. I think it's 1,000 calories you burn in like 20 minutes or something.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And because
and it detoxes, right, somehow?
Because see, what it's doing is taking the toxins out of the fat cells. So now, and it ramps up your metabolism because your heart's going like this. It's just like you're running a marathon. And so when you get on there and take a cold shower and everything cools down, your metabolism's already, it stays up there. And even when you're sleeping, you're gonna lose weight. It's pretty cool. But, you know, there's, again, you have to, you know, not put in the calories too, so it's a balance of everything. It's a balance
You
of
have a
everything.
sauna in your store here?
Right on the other side of that wall.
What kind of sauna is it?
It's an infrared, and you've got some information in your packet there.
Okay.
And then we'll, between me and Dr. David, we're gonna see you every week for 4 weeks, see how things are going, see what we need to switch up, what we need to do. We'll go over your diet plan, monitor your progress, and then there's some bonuses there that you'll get with the program. And the price is on the bottom there, which is, you know, really reasonable from what I'm looking at, what people are doing around the neighborhood. You know, thousands. One guy paid $9,000, another guy $4,000. I'm like, and they overdo what they're doing so they could charge you a high price, is what I saw one was doing. I thought, what? They don't need all this stuff. You know, people don't need all this stuff. So we kind of got it down to a science and compact it into what would give you the biggest bang for your buck. That's what we were looking at. And so we came up with this program, and I think it works really, really good, because there's just not a lot of programs out there that are gonna give you all the things that you need to do, that's gonna target your weight, you know, you target your real reason why you can't lose weight, and detoxify your fat cells, and analyze all the things that you've got going on, different medications that you're taking, and so on, and what we can do, you know, for that. So you've got two things that you can do, 3 things. You could do nothing after you leave here, right? You could do nothing. You could leave here and go, that was nice, that was fun, okay. I can do this myself. I can do it myself. Well, have you done it yourself before? Yeah. Did you fail? Yeah. You just need somebody to back you up. You know, you need somebody to back you up. But also, you need another set of eyes, because what you're seeing and what I see are gonna be 2 different things. Because I'm trained to see you differently. So, you know, if I didn't even see you personally, and I got your blood work back and your hormones back, I know exactly what you look like. I know how you feel in the morning, I know how you feel at night, you know, because I see you from a different perspective. I'm seeing you, your biological makeup is what I'm seeing, which is different than what you're seeing in a mirror. But it does come through the mirror too, I guess, we'll look at it that way. So you can let us help you. So, yes.
How much time do you spend like with a person?
Well, the first time it's gonna be probably an hour, and then the rest of them will be probably about a half hour. Just depends what, you know, what we have going on.
Oh, half hour to 45 minutes, depending on how the conversation goes.
Yeah, yeah. But the first one will be a little longer, because we're gonna collect data, and, you know, there'll be some more questions and different things. We're gonna go through all the different organs and have you fill out a questionnaire on, you know, if your adrenals are working, if you've got thyroid symptoms, if you've got serotonin problems, dopamine problems. I mean, these are neurotransmitters that are all working all together. But see, we're trained, we know all this stuff. You don't have to know all that stuff.
You mean you can tell that in your blood work?
No, we do it through questionnaire.
Oh.
But blood work also. Not neurotransmitters in blood work, but hormones and different things. Yeah, we'll see all that.
That's like biochemistry of the brain? Is that what you're talking about?
No, well, biochemistry of the brain, you're probably talking more like the neurotransmitters, like serotonin, dopamine, acetylcholine. These are signalers. These are messengers that come out of the brain that signal different things. For instance, I'll give you for instance, vitamin D, which most people are deficient in, creates serotonin. Okay, this is your feel-good hormone. Serotonin creates melatonin. So if you can't sleep, maybe you got a vitamin D deficiency. But see, it's not a direct. It's indirect, because vitamin D makes serotonin, which makes melatonin. And when you have serotonin, you're going to be more positive and happy. I guarantee it. When your serotonin levels drop, you're not going to feel that good. You're going to be more negative. And you're not going to have the willpower. So there's a lot of things behind the scenes that we're doing and we're not telling you, because it's just too much to gather in your brain. You know, I try to make it simple, you know. But there are a lot of different things that we can do for you to make things work.
So then after the 4 weeks it's done, you gave us our tools to work with, and
You can continue if you want, we can, you know, come, you don't have to maybe come weekly, you can maybe come monthly, or, you know, depending on what you set up with one of us, you know, and what's going on. There's just so many ways to do it, and so that's why we sit down with you individually and kind of work through all this stuff, because you're individual, I'm an individual, and what works for her is gonna work for you, and, you know, so on. So we wanna specialize it, and that's the only way to do weight loss, yes.
Is there a limit on how many times a person should use that type of sauna?
How many times should they?
Yeah, should they not? Is there
Oh,
too much, or is there?
You can use it daily, you can use it daily, I just wouldn't use it for 2 hours every day, but you could use it for anywhere from 30 to 60 minutes. I mean, you should have a good sweat every day anyways, you know?
You know, like unless they have a condition that their medical doctor tells them why they shouldn't use.
Right, yeah, and we know all the contraindications, so we can, and you know, with the infrared sauna too, it doesn't have to get that hot. Like a regular sauna, you know, you're looking at 150, 160 degrees, you know, you have to get in there before you sweat. 120, you know, and you can leave the door open if you want, you know, I mean, you don't, it does not have to get that hot, because it's the direct heat that hits your body. It's that infrared, it's a ray that hits your body that creates these processes.
And it makes you sweat toxins out of your cells.
I had a
Like out of
lady,
your
I had a
fat
lady,
cells?
I think it was, yeah, it was a lady, because it was a woman's locker room. And I came in there one day after somebody had used the sauna. I thought somebody was smoking in a sauna. Oh, was I pissed off? That's dry wood, man. Oh, God.
It's just smelled from her body oil.
Oh, yeah. I could, and you know, and I was really mad. I was like, who's smoking in here? I was like, oh my God. I was like freaking out. I could just see my, you know, talking about living in, you know, anxiety, living in the future. I could just see my insurance, you know, and the place going up in fire. But I realized that it was her toxins coming out of her system.
Wow.
And I experienced the same thing with a smoker when she was in the foot bath. Smelled just like cigarettes, just like cigarettes.
What is that foot bath? I have never heard of such a thing.
Yeah, it's an ionic foot bath. We got some information on our website about it too. It puts out ions, positive and negative ions, which goes up through the pores of your feet, latches onto the toxins, and then down into the water. And water turns out real nasty, like
Oh, my
brown.
parents
It
have had one
pulls
for like
it?
10 years.
Oh, I thought
And it makes you feel good. Yeah, it makes you feel good. Yeah, there's a picture there.
How often do you do something like that?
Well, with the program, we're giving you 4, but, you know, I mean, you can do a couple times a week, you know. There's no set time. I mean, yeah, there's no set amount.
And it's not pulling toxins from your feet, it's pulling it from your whole body,
Mhm.
out of your fat cells.
No,
typically.
no, it's all your, I think through your bloodstream, you know, it goes up and it'll pull things from the lymph and so on. And it does it microscopically, you know, it's through ionic exchange from the cells, it pulls it out of the cells helps to regulate pH, and there, again, there's more information on our website about it. But,
Well, the infrared sauna pulls out metals from your body.
yeah.
I was tested my blood and I have heavy metals in my blood.
Well, that ain't good. Then you're taking something, if it's in your blood, then you're taking something constantly in your system that's got metal. I had a friend that happened to, and I analyzed her to the hilt. I could not find out what it was, and finally she figured it out. She was taking an herb from China. It had metal in it, because, you know, a lot of the Chinese things, you know, will do that for whatever reason. Because they have a lot of metal in their soil and, you know, radiation, stuff like that.
So on this program, your eating, so to speak, is the shakes and the bars?
No, we're gonna teach you how to eat food too, through the classes. And Dr. David's just gonna do a little rundown on the 4 classes, so you kinda know what's in there. And then we do have a sign-up sheet over here. Okay, go ahead.
Thanks.
All right. There's a sign-up sheet over here if you'd like to be one of our participants. We'll be glad to get you started on that. So go ahead, Dr. David, I'll let you finish up.
Yeah, thank you. That was a good question, because that's what we're gonna be doing for the 4 weeks. What's gonna happen is every time we meet, we're going to start the class by looking at a meal or meal time. Like we'll look at breakfast and how to cook a good breakfast and what should be included in breakfast and how to start your day. You know, I don't know if you knew this, but people that don't eat breakfast or don't eat enough in the morning, that affects their metabolism. And that's why they're heavy, because they're waiting to noontime or 10 o'clock or 1 o'clock or 6 o'clock, and it affects their metabolism and they gain weight. So we're gonna share with you, the foods that you should be eating for breakfast so that you can get that metabolism going. And then also we'll give you some recipes. So we're not only gonna just cook one thing, and I'll give you a list of recipes so you can take home. But the first class is going to be, we're gonna be covering breakfast, but also we're gonna talk about metabolism and how to maintain weight and lose weight. The second time we meet, we're gonna look at lunch, right? We're gonna how to eat to live, and we're gonna look at lunchtime and what should be included at lunch and things that you can include and recipes. But then we're gonna look at hunger and why we get hungry and how to eliminate toxic hunger. There's something called toxic hunger. And when we have that toxic hunger experience, we're always eating, we're always wanting to eat. And there's a reason for that. It's because we need to get rid of those toxins so we don't have that toxic hunger. The third time we meet, we'll look at supper, and we're gonna look at maybe a couple of meals, look at a couple of recipes, show you how to cook them, but then give you some recipes so you can take home. And then we're gonna look at what does walking have to do with losing and then maintaining a good weight, and how to go about doing that. And then we're gonna talk about the eat more, weigh less formula. Do you know that you can eat more and weigh less? And we're gonna show you how to do that. And then the last time we meet, we're gonna look at some fun things and how to make some delicious desserts. Because we all like desserts, don't we? I'm someone that I like to eat a dessert with every meal. And so we're gonna look at some healthy desserts and then how to cook those desserts so that we can, and then some recipes. In that last class, we're gonna look at it's entitled The Lifetime Lifestyle Formula That You Will Enjoy. So we're gonna look at the whole lifestyle and put together a formula individually for each person and how to live that lifestyle. And it'll be a lifestyle formula that you will enjoy. Because like you were saying, this should be fun. And so we're gonna help you to have that fun experience as you live a healthier life and you lose weight, and then you're at the weight that you are designed to be at. Any questions?
What happens if you're, say, you do a lot of road traveling? Where are you supposed to stop and eat, and how do you handle something like that?
That's a good question. And I have a friend who's a truck driver, and he wanted to lose weight. And what we did was we put together an individualized program. He would basically what he did was he told me how his day was. The time he gets up, he does, and so on and so forth. And so we put together a plan individualized for him. Some things he took with him on the trip, and then there were some places that I knew that were pretty good places to eat. And so he just mapped it out on his GPS, and he knew the places to stop because that would be a healthier choice. And then what he did was he knew when he was going to be home, and so he would even adjust while he was home. And his wife helped him out, and she cooked some things for him so when he arrived and so on and so forth. So we can do that. His name is Mark, and he drives truck, and we arranged that. And he lost a lot of weight. I think Mark lost what?
So
40,
it's
50
a lot about planning then.
Planning is key.
Planning,
Yeah.
planning our game
He and his
plan.
wife planned ahead, and so, yeah.
But okay, we've all probably done diets before and lost the weight.
Mm-hmm.
And then you slowly oh my gosh, I'm gonna go to McDonald's or go for a fish fry. How do you get, so you don't go back into that plan? Go
Yeah.
back into that way of doing that?
We're going
How-
to show you two things. One, how to deal with toxic hunger, but also by the time you're done with this experience, your whole lifestyle will change and your whole mindset will change, so you won't even desire those things.
Your taste buds change.
Yes, your taste buds will change.
Things that you loved, you can't stand eating them anymore.
That's sort of true. I don't know if you ever took the Glass of Wellness, not the Glass of Wellness, what's the weight place that?
Dr. Scheer.
Yeah, Dr. Scheer. We did that. We felt deprived. We felt good, but you felt deprived, and then we just slowly
Like that.
went back to old habits. And how do you break those habits?
It's reprogramming. You've got, see, it's up here.
Yeah.
It's up here, if you've got to do reprogramming.
Mhm.
But okay, let's say we sort of did reprogram ourselves, and now we're back to our old habits again.
Well,
So
there's,
how do you,
there's
You gotta
something.
slap your head and say,
Well,
"You silly little
There's,
thing."
there's something missing, and I'm only saying this because it's true, there's something missing from our programs that are missing from a lot of
409.
other programs, and that is this. Not only am I a naturopathic doctor, I'm a counselor. And what we do is we get to the root of the problem. You know, people come up with a lot of programs and a dieting programs, but they don't get to the root of why you're doing what you're doing. And so what we do here is that I will do some counseling with you and get an understanding of why you do what you do and how to break that so that no longer becomes a habit, a bad habit.
but how do you do that all like in half an hour, 45 minutes?
Well, the first session we have,
Just longer.
yeah, it's, you know, like it's longer. And sometimes it goes to about an hour and a half, and we will get it, there's one section that we do that's called mindset. And we will get a understanding of why you do what you do. I'll give you an example. Not too long ago, I was working with this gentleman who had a heart problem, and he was on some meds. And medical doctors are great, and they do what they need to do. And because if I break my leg, I'm gonna go to a medical doctor, okay? And as I was working with him, we did the evaluation, and what was happening with him was that he hadn't dealt with forgiving a lot of people, okay? And so I shared with him just this, I said, you know, in your brain, you know, you have your pineal gland, okay? And it speaks to your adrenal cortex, and you excrete adrenaline. I said, what's happening with you, and not only adrenaline, if you, and you notice, I said, hardens the arteries of the heart. I said, you know what, I can guarantee you, if we deal with that issue, your heart problem will get better. He said, you're kidding me. I said, let's try it. We dealt with the issue of forgiveness. About 2 or 3 months later, his doctor was shocked that he was improving so much. He's no longer on medication. So these are what I'm saying, we're gonna deal with, and I don't know what the issues are, but there may be some issues that we can deal with, and we'll talk about those issues. Because people do what they do for a reason. And we eat the way we do for a reason. And it's connected to something. What it is, I don't know until you and I sit down. And you know, you may tell me some things, and I'll say, well, let's have a few counseling sessions where we talk and we work through that issue so that you can get better. You see what I'm saying? Yeah, there's
It's a
things
good
to-
testimony.
Is it, can you drink alcohol?
You can do whatever you want.
Oh, okay.
But should you?
Can you and should you?
I don't know if I can have a glass of beer or, you know, whatever.
But should you? You know, I think everything in moderation. You gotta be careful. So, go ahead.
Well,
Yeah.
it can be like the mental part, but it also can be the biological. And
Yeah.
I know with me at one point, I was craving certain foods and I got onto probiotics and chromium, and then that took care of the cravings. And so now when I get cravings of certain foods, I know it's because of that.
And,
And
you
I-
know, that's a wonderful testimony because sometimes there is a deficiency, right?
Right.
Of a certain mineral that will come out in the lab test. And we'll say, you know, did you know you were deficient in this? And you'll say no. And you say, if you take that, that's going to change things for you. That's true.
How did you know you were deficient in chromium?
Well, I read somewhere that the probiotics weren't doing it completely. So I read somewhere chromium, and so I thought, oh, I'll take that. And then sure enough, it worked, the two.
That was good.
I get a question, is it better to take the vitamins in the morning, or is it at night, where they stay in your system probably longer while you sleep?
It depends on what you're taking.
Okay,
I take most of mine in the morning,
okay.
but there's some things I take in the evening because I know that certain ones that I'm taking will last in my system for 12 hours, so then I'll take another, because I want a 24-hour
Oh.
saturation. Magnesium might be something that you take in the evening because it relaxes you, so, you know, it just all depends on what you're taking in for what.
So then anything extra we need would be additional to this cost, like if you,
Yes, like I say, you wanted to say, you know what, I wanna continue to see.
or like, say you see something that I'm deficient in,
We will
Whatever.
deal with it within that time frame. But
in that
if-
time frame, but the
yeah.
price is different? Like, say,
Mm-mm, no,
No.
no.
If you say you're deficient in D3, you're gonna give us D3?
Mhm,
Yeah,
mhm.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
yeah.
For a month, for the month while we're on this program.
Mhm. Yeah, everything's included.
oh,
You,
okay.
after the
Well,
month-
no, not everything is included, because just what was
Everything
on here is
yeah,
included.
everything
Right,
on there is
but like
included.
you said, if you need D3.
If you need D3, that'll be extra, but you get a discount.
Mhm.
You get a discount for that
But
time period.
everything on the sheet is included.
Okay.
Now, can a person pick and choose off of this? Like, say we just wanna try the detox, the foot bath,
Yep, you can
or
do,
that we wanna do the sauna for a month. Is there like a breakdown, like different packages?
there are.
Instead of having the whole package?
Yep. So if you just want to do the sauna is $50 unlimited for a month. The foot baths are $35 each, but we have a package of 3 for $99, a package of 25 for $250,
Okay.
you know, so.
Then after the month, you have like a program that you say, okay, you have like a program to follow after that?
You'll be on a program
Okay.
by the time you're done with the 4 weeks, but if you need more,
Yes.
Then
if you
that'll be-
need more.
that'll be, you know, then we can talk about that and figure out what you'd like to do.
Our hope is that this sets you on your way. Do you see where we're coming from? So that you say, I have the tools that I need to continue, you know, without. But if you feel like you need it, then we'll say, yeah, you know, we'll continue to meet with you. As often as you think that we should meet with you.
So when you go through your foot, that you're talking about, the spa, you know, the sauna is what I wanna say. After your month is up, do you recommend doing it every so often after that?
Mhm.
That you don't just quit every so often, you continue
Right.
for a
So, I
time
mean,
doing
let's
it?
say that you want to add to that packet, and you're thinking, you know, I wanna do some colonics. You know, that would really flesh out the colon. And maybe you're having a problem with constipation, the herbal cleanse helped, but you're still having that problem, and you need to do a deeper cleaning. So that, and let's say you've got allergies. You know, if you've got allergies, that's putting a lot of inflammation in your body, so that's, you know, I couldn't do the same program for everybody, because everybody was, you know, we could only put together certain things for everybody. But ultimately, what you've got in that program will kickstart you and get you going. And with all the information we gave you today, and hopefully it was stuff that you learned, did you learn a lot tonight? Okay, good, good.
I think we all know it, but just